Hey everyone, it's Haley, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my recommended reads for Halloween. So these books aren't necessarily going to be really scary because, as you guys probably know by now, I am a huge chicken. I am just scared by everything. Like, if you start talking to me and I'm not expecting it, I will probably jump out of my skin. I'm just very jumpy and very paranoid, so I can't watch any scary movies, read any scary books, anything like that. I just can't do it. So these books are more so kind of have just like a Halloween-y feel. They're kind of like, the theme of them reminds me of Halloween, or there are some pretty creepy books. But anyways, nonetheless, let's get into the recommendations. So I've kind of divided these books into categories, and the first category is books with creepy pictures in them. So I'm sure you can guess what the first book that I'm going to talk about is, and that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This series isn't really inherently creepy, it just has all of these like creepy pictures in it that just really add to it, and I was honestly really creeped out while I was reading this, but like I said, I'm really easily scared. I wouldn't say that the content is so much creepy. I think the first book is the creepiest because you're still kind of getting used to the world and like figuring out all this stuff and like seeing all these pictures, but the pictures definitely do creep you out sometimes. Like, a lot of them are really creepy, and I just think they make this series just a Halloween read, and this series is just so good. The writing is fantastic. It is so unique and I absolutely adore it, so you definitely need to read this, and October is the perfect time. Really, fall is just the perfect time to read this series. The next book is In the Shadow of Blackbirds by Kat Winters. This one is pretty creepy all around. It's a historical fiction that deals with a time period that you don't really see a lot in YA historical fiction, I feel like. This deals with World War I, but in particular the Spanish influenza in America. So there's a bunch of people dying. Death is just surrounding this book. It's a huge theme of the book, and there's also a main character is a spiritual photographer. So he takes pictures of people and then ghosts show up in the background, and some of those pictures are incorporated into the story, and there's just a lot of mystery surrounding like the spiritual realm and like ghosts, and it's just really cool. And I'm trying to find an example of a creepy picture, but of course, here, this one was super creepy. I was really creeped out by that one. But it just has stuff like that, and it's just a really cool book, and just all the mystery surrounding it and all like the death in it, it just makes it very appropriate for Halloween. So I don't know about you guys, but when I think Halloween, I think witches. So these next couple of books are witchy reads. So the first one is A Great and Terrible Beauty by h.leblanc. This is a historical fiction that deals with witches, and there's a bunch of mystery surrounding it, and it's just really cool. h.leblanc is great at creating like atmospheric historical fictions that make you feel like you're actually in that time period, and I just think historical fiction is really great for Halloween. I don't really know why, but especially if it has to do with witches and sorcery and all that stuff, I think this one is a perfect read. And on that same note, I have Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. I think this one is another great Halloween read because it does have the witches in it, and the witches in this one are really cool. There's lots of mystery surrounding them, and then there's kind of a religious aspect to it. It really does bring you back to that time period, and I just thought it was super cool, and this would be great for Halloween. These next few books deal more with kind of ghosts and monsters and stuff like that. So the first one is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This one is just so great, and it's not necessarily creepy, but it does take place mostly in a graveyard, and there's a bunch of ghosts, so I just think Halloween is the perfect time to read this. It's about a kid who was raised by the ghosts in a graveyard. I mean, it's just the perfect time, so if you're gonna pick one of these up, I think this would be the one if you're looking for a fun one, because it's just really great, and it's my favorite Neil Gaiman book. I don't usually like his other works. Everything I've read, I've only read one other book, but I didn't really like it, but I did really love this one, and I would highly recommend this, especially for October. The next one is The Archives by Victoria Schwab. This one has like a ghosty feel that's not, it's kind of creepy, but it's also just really cool because you have like the dead rest on shelves like books. It's a library of the dead. It's super cool, and once again, the ghosts in it, it's just Halloween all around. And then I have The Diviners by h.leblanc. Now yes, this book is ginormous, but I have heard fantastic things about the audiobook, so I think this would be a great book to listen to on audiobook as well, because it is so atmospheric, and it's basically about this ghost that's a serial killer, and it takes place in 1920s New York, and it's just so crazy. I read this book last, what month was it? What month is it? October! I read this book last October, and it just fit the Halloween theme so well. I think this one, if you're looking for an actual creepy book, this one would definitely be a great one. I was super creeped out by this one. It's creepy and it's atmospheric, and you get so many different perspectives. Like, the way it's written just adds so much to the storyline, and the ghosts in it, it's just absolutely nuts. There's so much of the supernatural going on in this book. It's just fantastic, and this one I think would be my number one Halloween recommendation. It is so good, and the second book just came out. I haven't read it yet. I'm waiting for to get the audiobook, but I've heard that the audiobooks for this series is great, so if you don't want to just sit down and read this huge book like I did, it took me a really long time, admittedly, then get the audiobook, because I've heard fantastic things about it. And then I have A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Now this book isn't really creepy, it's really actually kind of heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. It's a really sad story, but it does have this monster in it, but it's more of kind of a friendly monster, and I just think the art in this, I personally prefer the one that has the art in it. Jim Kay does the illustrations, and he's the one who drew the recently released illustrated edition of Harry Potter, but like there's just really lovely like illustrations in that. There's just the words just not coming out of my mouth. But there's really nice illustrations in it that just make me think of Halloween, and I just really enjoy them. And even though it's not really a creepy monster, I still think it's a great like Halloween read. Like, look at that. That's absolutely crazy. You should pick this one up. It's fabulous. Now my last three recommendations all kind of fit into a category of their own, but I still wanted to mention them. So the first one is magical reads. So obviously when you think magical reads, you think Harry Potter, which would also be a really great one, but the one that I wanted to talk about is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I forgot what the series was called for a second, but this one just does have some like ghost things going on in it, and kind of the paranormal aspect to it, and supernatural, and you never really know what's going on, and there's lots of kind of creepy, magical, mysterious things going on, and I think it's just a really great read for October. I don't know, I think it fits the theme of October, so I would pick it up in October. I actually think I'm going to try and read The Dream Thief soon, but who really knows, because I have so much to read for school. The next category is dystopian. Now I think dystopians can be really creepy if they seem kind of plausible, I guess. And I wouldn't say that this one is super plausible, but it's something that you kind of think of because you don't really know what's out there in the world. And this book creeped me right out, and that is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I read the second one in this series and I didn't really like it so much, so I'd just say the first one. But it's super creepy because there's these aliens that come and they overtake Earth, and I was like, what if this actually happens? I was creeped right out when I read this book because it's just such a desolate world, and I was like, oh my god, what if this happens? And it creeped me right out. So I think the atmosphere in this book is very Halloween-y. And my last recommendation is psychological thrillers. Now I haven't actually read too many psychological thrillers, but the one that I read creeped me the hell out. So that is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. I have only read the first two books, but they both creeped me out like a lot. I just found them to be really creepy. You don't know what's going on in Mara's head at all, and you don't know like who you can trust, and there's murder, and there's crime, and there's craziness, and it's just absolutely nutty. So those are all of my recommendations for Halloween themed reads. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Let me know some of your favorite Halloween books, and also let me know what you're being for Halloween. I don't think I'm going out because school, but if I do end up going out, I will probably be a cat because I'm always a cat, or maybe I'll be Katniss because that's almost a cat, but it's Katniss. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And if you wanted to watch my last video, it will be over here for you. And if you wanted to follow me on social media, I have Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and they will all be linked down below, but my username for all of them is @HalesHeartsNYC. So yeah, that's going to be all for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!